What's up, tubers? Dirty Diesel here. Gonna put on this front diff guard. That's pretty much how I would seal it. Front Dana 60. It's actually a Dana 50, but it's a Dana 60 guard. I use these all the time. I don't buy the little tubes. And you just gotta cap the tip and they last real long. And this is for a motor job, but it's the best stuff, the copper. So let me get up under there and I'll show you how to tighten it. I'll talk a little while I'm under there. Just lean this up on this. Something like that. There we go. So throw my wrench up under there. Make sure all these bolts are near me. This is kind of difficult sometimes, especially with the front steering here. You want to get it lined up as good as you can so you're not smearing it around. That's about perfect there. Then you're going to do all of the bolts. You're not going to tighten any of them down. You're going to get every one of them in there. Don't push on it right now. You don't want any of that stuff just smashing out and smearing around. I never was really into these polished aluminum diff guards, and now I'm a little older and I think they're classy now. I'm a funny guy though. These are going in very well, obviously. Some diff guards aren't made that well. This is a Spectre. I guess you would buy it at an old Checker or an O'Reilly or something. So it's made pretty well apparently. So now I'm just gonna get to tightening them, but not this is not a crank down at all. Not even close. Just barely on this one. I'll hand tighten this one to get it squishing out barely. All right. Okay. It's easier actually to hand tighten these right now. I'm gonna leave this. I'm not gonna fill up this diff guard for a day also. I never put on a diff guard and fill it up. That's probably why they used gaskets back in the day, is so you know, the paper gasket or whatever they are, is so they could service it and put a gasket on and you could just drive off. But I wouldn't recommend driving off with the sealant on it. It wouldn't dry. It would get, I don't know what it would do, but it wouldn't be proper. So these are all hand tight now. So for this one here, I'll get to it first then. Tightening sequence isn't all that big of a deal in my mind on a diff guard. Just start getting it tightened down. There's no moving parts or anything. I mean, you could go buy the book if they have a tightening sequence. I usually don't. I'll just go in a circle. As long as you get all the bolts in first. Sometimes I've gotten some of the bolts in and tightened one down a little. Had to readjust it because there's, I think, 12 bolts or something on this. Diff guard's hitting the wrench a little. Okay. Now I'm barely just gonna tighten it a little. Not even with real force. Definitely not manly force. Just go to the end, you know, where it feels like it's gonna stop and you're good. If you're not strong, you might need to tighten it a little bit more than I am, but See, it hits the end there, and I just tighten it a little. There we go, just a little. Just a little. Okay, just a little. When you make it around, it'll be tight. See, that's still tight. Just make sure they are, and don't re-tighten these. Just tighten it if it can, but don't put pressure on it now. Just barely get whatever looseness out of it you can. Some of them will be rock hard tight, and some of them will need to be turned just a tiny bit. Turn them that little tiny bit. That's it. Oh, that one needed a little. That's it though. You go to this one since that one needed it though. No, we're good. I'm not gonna go again. So that is it. You guys watched it done. And